Hi everybody, my name is Alexa Iatrola, and for my last speech I will be talking about animal testing. I chose this topic because it's very controversial in our world today. Many people question whether animal testing is ethical or unethical. With that being said, my whole presentation today is to persuade you why it is unethical. So experiments on animals are inhumane, unnecessary, and unpredictable. We need to work together as a society to stop animal testing. Animal research has played a vital role in many scientific and medical advances in the past century and continues to aid people around the whole world. People throughout the world enjoy better quality of life because of these animal experimentations. So just a little fun fact, in the year 2000, over 2 million animals were used for animal testing in the United Kingdom. I really wanted to include this because it really does, show the severity of animal testing, and we just need to find out ways how to stop this, and we do have the resources and money and laboratory research to stop this. So animals are being used from all over the world for animal testing that ranges from our everyday drugs, our shampoos, and the cosmetics. So animals do have rights. Almost every medicine or treatment that has ever been tested on innocent animals is for our own benefit. So animals, just like humans, do have rights too. Obviously they can't talk, so that's why we need to step up our game and stop the animal testing. So animal experimentation is inhumane, unnecessary, and unpredictable. So what is animal experimentation? Animal experimentation is the use of animals in scientific research. Animals has been used repeatedly throughout the history of biomedical research. This started with Aristotle and Eucrates, and they performed experiments on live creatures. So what types of animals are used? There's many types of animals used in animal research. The most common would be pigs, guinea pigs, dogs, cats, lots of farm animals, monkeys, chimpanzees, mice, and birds would be the most common. So there's many different types of animal experiments. The number one would be injecting or force feeding animals with potentially harmful substances, exposing animals to radiation, surgically removing animals' organs or tissues to cause them damage within their skin and their body, force feeding animals to inhale the toxic gases. So once they inhale those toxic gases, they will die because it's very poisonous. And also subjecting animals to frightening situations that causes depression and anxiety within the animals. So why is animal experimentation inhumane? It puts these animals through extreme pain and suffering. Animals feel pain in many of the same ways that humans do. So when animals are used for product toxicity testing or laboratory research, they are subjected to the pain and suffering. So one of the most common types of testing is called cryogenicity testing. So in this testing, rats or mice are forcibly given toxic substances to see if they develop a cancer or not. They are forced to ingest or inhale a toxic chemical in this experiment, which is given to them up to 2 full years. So after reading that and learning about this testing, I don't understand how a lot of these animals are still alive after 2 years. So that's kind of, just heartbreaking because we probably are killing a lot of our own animals and we don't really know about it. So another common testing is called reproductive testing. So right here I do have a rabbit. He looks very deformed. He looks like he went through a lot of UV radiation. So that's most likely what happened to him. So in this types of tests, rats and rabbits are usually used for this types of tests, and a chemical, they give the rats and rabbits a chemical to ingest, and when they ingest this chemical, they want to see whether or not their organs will still work correctly and see if the rabbits can mate after and reproduce more of their own. And another type of testing I have is called skin sensitizing testing. So in this type of testing, the guinea pigs and mice are most commonly used. So they want to see, what types of reactions they can give them when they're taking off their skin and, putting that medicine on them to see if they're going to get an allergic reaction or not. So that was a very, common one that I found as well. And then 4 main reasons why animal experimentations are used in our world today. So the first one would be to advance the scientific understanding, to serve as models to study diseases, to develop and test potential forms of the treatment, and lastly, to protect the safety of people, animals, and the environment. So right here, I do have a list of companies that still use animal testing. So after I looked these up and I realized that these are, ones I do use almost every single day, I will not be buying these anymore because I do not support animal cruelty. So there's Johnson & Johnson, Windex, Arm & Hammer, Aveeno, Downy, Maybelline, and Estee Lauder. And then how do we stop animal testing? The way to stop animal testing is to buy products that are cruelty-free. So some of the most common cruelty-free products would be Urban Decay, Aveda, Elf, The Body Shop, and Lush. So you can also look for logos when you're shopping. It would have a cruelty-free symbol. So that symbol is always going to be a bunny. It may not say cruelty-free, but if you do see that bunny, you know that you're buying a product that was not tested on animals. So when I shop, I do look for this, symbol, because I won't buy anything that has this bunny, that does not have this bunny on it, because I don't want to spend money and I don't want to give it to the people who are testing all these poor animals. So animal testing is unnecessary. We do have human-based technology available to us. So with all the new scientific research and the money that we spend, we actually do have a new form of test where we can test on our own kind. So that's called human-based microdosing. So that's the whole main point of my speech, because we do have the resources, the money, and everything that's given to us to stop testing on animals, and now we can start testing on humans. And then animal testing is very misleading and unpredictable. So humans are often harmed because of the misleading animal experimentation and results with the outcomes of the experiments. And then many failures have occurred. This actually dated back to the 1960s. So they knew, back then that these tests weren't reliable and that we shouldn't be doing it. So just to wrap up my speech, animal testing should be eliminated because it violates the animals' rights, causes pain and suffering to the animals, and we do have other means of testing that's available to us. So right here, I wanted to include some pictures because I just want to show the severity of animal testing and why we need to stop it. So right here, I do have a little mouse. His face is very deformed. He's bleeding. His face is almost ripped off. So this type of testing that was probably used on him was called the cryogenicy testing. Like I mentioned, he probably went through a lot of UV light and radiation. And then right here, I do have some rabbits who are in cages, and they were probably used to test the reproductive testing, so they're probably going to have their organs ripped out and looked at. So it's really upsetting. And I just want to say, I hope I really did persuade you that animal testing is unethical, and we really need to stop this madness, because it breaks my heart and it breaks a lot of other animal lovers' hearts as well.